In these videos, I'm going to talk about the strategy, tips, and resources to get the highest grade in the IELTS listening. So we are going to look at all the golden rules that you need to tackle the IELTS exam. The first rule may be quite obvious, but it is to pay close attention and to listen carefully to the instruction. So if in one exercise it is asked to write just one word in the answer, write just one word. If it's asked to write just one number, write just one number. Again, it may seem very obvious, but sometimes we get sidetracked by the exercise and by the listening and the recording that we are doing, and we may write more words. And this will be counted as an incorrect answer, and it's a pity. Another golden rule is do not get stuck. It is normal that you will not understand everything. In fact, that's not required. It's required from you that you know the context and that you hear some details that you will need then to put in your answer sheet. So if you miss one of the answers, just stay calm and focus on the second, third, fourth, and so on. That's because you will hear the listening only once. And as you remember, the answers are sequential. So they will first give you the first answer, then the second, and so on. This will train you also to deal with everyday life situations, such as attending a workshop or a lecture or a seminar or a work meeting. So again, see it as a training for then your everyday life abroad. And as we have used a selective way of approaching a text in the reading, so selective reading, here we are using a selective listening. So we listen specifically for the information that we need. So our aim when we start doing the test is thinking, okay, what are the information I need? I first, in the few minutes before starting the recording, I first read very quickly the first part, and I already see what is the context and what are the information they may ask me. So it could be a date of birth or a place or some general data. So I already know that I need only this information. So in the other parts of the listening, you may, in a way, switch your head and just focus on what is important. Again, be very aware, and that's the third golden rule, of the pitfalls. So the first time they give you the information usually is the time where they give you the wrong information. And that's great, because if you lose that information, it's not important, because they will repeat it and they will give the right information. So the person speaking can be a bit indecisive and say, first, I want to book a trip to France, and then say, oh no, let's book a trip to Spain. So even if you missed the France part, you have heard the Spain one, and you can insert that in the answer sheet. The fourth golden rule is do not leave any answer blank. As we said, if you give the right answer, you get 1 point. If you get a wrong answer, you get 0 points. So they will not deduct any points from a wrong answer or an incorrect answer from a spelling point of view. So try to guess. So for example, if the topic is traveling to France and the person is saying that they're traveling with an airplane to France, but you miss the name of the airline, probably if they're going to France, they will get Air France, or if they're going to the UK, they may get British Airways. So if you know the context, at the end of the 4 recordings, you may answer and fill the gaps and just have a guess. That's again an opportunity to get an extra point. The fifth golden rule is to practice, practice, practice. And let me give you another advice on that. Try to practice in challenging environment. So once you have a general knowledge of the listening, you've done some few practice and you feel a bit more confidence, try to practice, for example, putting the volume at a minimum or switching on your television or radio so you get distracted by other sounds and you have to concentrate even more. When you practice in this challenging environment, you will find much easier to do the official IELTS exam. And any challenge that you may face on that day, so there may be a window open in the room where you do the exam. Someone may be coughing in the exact moment where you're trying to get the answer to a question, but you will be already used to hear other sounds while you do the listening part. In the next video, I will share with you other strategies and resources to get the highest grade in the listening.